Quite a few people have been curious, like, Nonato, why don't you take a brand new factory fresh car, a 0-mile car from someone, I don't know, and drive it right up onto the ramp and do the alignment measurements so we can see how it turns out? And now we had the opportunity. This car here is brand new. I'll show the mileage on the dashboard. I picked it up from the dealership with 7 kilometers straight from the shop. Here at home, it's at 49 or maybe 54 kilometers. Let's see, 54 kilometers. The car is brand new. It hasn't really been driven yet. We installed the equipment here. RIA did the reading for us, and we're going to show it to you on the screen. How did they turn out? What are the measurements of this car? Just the way it came from the dealership, okay? And we're also going to talk about the caster, right? Exactly. What we have here is a small variation in the caster angle, and here is a little bit of a spoiler for you. We are also going to talk in detail about another little issue that happens much more often than we might think. And sometimes the car arrives at the repair shop and the customer simply doesn't know. They aren't even aware that this problem exists. Then you bring it into the shop, perform the necessary maintenance, maybe on the suspension or one thing or another, and suddenly the customer notices this specific problem for the first time. So I asked, did it come like this from the factory? Did this one come from the factory and the customer just never noticed? After it was worked on, then they noticed, right? Because nobody expects that, right, Rian? Nobody expects to get a brand new car like this with one of these problems we just saw here. And we're going to show you this right now, okay? So if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, because every time we post a new video,
you will be notified shortly.
That's right. So let's take a look inside the car, okay? Let's bring the camera closer here. Take a look inside. Just look over there. That is a brand new car with only 54 kilometers on the odometer, okay? 0 kilometers. So here's the thing. Now, what did I do? I went to pick up the car at the dealership, got here, and put it up here. Rian, what do you think we should do? Should we measure it? Let's do it. Make a video. So here it is. So here on the computer screen, we're using the 3D alignment machine, okay? And this is exactly what's happening right now, right? Let's go to the general measurement screen, in this case, the rear axle. So for the rear, the camber is within the specification, the minimum and the maximum. The minimum and the maximum are at the average, and it's within the specification. Rear axle measurements. The left camber is within the margin. The right camber is perfect. Left and right toe are good, and the thrust angle is perfect. Everything is just right here at the rear, all set, right? Great. Now, as we move on to the front of the vehicle, you will notice right here that I have a slight caster deviation on the front left wheel. So what exactly happens when someone is a complete beginner, relatively inexperienced, and gets a bit too excited, wanting to make every single one of these measurements absolutely perfect? All green. So what happens then? The person will try to force the car, mess with the car to change a caster measurement like this one, which is insignificant. Because we explain in the vehicle geometry course when you shouldn't mess with this caster. So there are situations where it will be out of spec, and I recommend not touching it. There are situations where it will be within spec, and we recommend making adjustments. So it depends on the car and on the specific situation. But in this case here, it makes no sense at all for you to change this caster, to adjust the caster on the left side of this car, especially because this car, let's look down here. The car has this advanced suspension system. The tie rod end, just look at it. It is brand new, okay? There isn't, look, everything is perfectly in place right here, all clearly marked, freshly painted, and there is not even a single speck of dirt, nothing at all. You just have to bring the car over here to us, that is all. There is only a tiny bit of dust on the rim. Yeah, see? Dust. But overall, the car is new, so it makes no sense at all for you to get a car like this. In fact, it doesn't even have a steering box adjustment, see? Fixed point on the control arm here, look. Fixed point on the control arm. Fixed point on the ball joint. Fixed point back here. You see, look, it really is a brand new car. Nothing has been done to it. It just came new from the dealership today even. So let's go, look at this. Rian is going to show us here. He's going to place the tape measure from the ground there, from the movable plate on the ground where the wheel touches. See there, look, it's touching the ground. And up here, look, it's showing there.
The current measurement stands exactly at 67.1 for this reading.
Right? 67.1, almost 67.2. That's it. Awesome. Here we're measuring the height of the rear, the driver's side in relation to the left side to see if the car isn't, whether it is leaning slightly to one side or perhaps leaning over to the other. Just remember, all 4 of these tires are brand new. They originally came with the car. And absolutely nothing at all has been changed. Right here as well, touching the very bottom and the top, just look, 67.2. Look right here, over here, this car is actually 10 millimeters higher than the other one. This side here is 10 millimeters higher because here it measured 68.2, right, Ryan?
Exactly.
There it was 67.2, and here it's 68.2, almost 0.3. So this car here, it actually arrived to us brand new and looking absolutely perfect, as you can see, but with the rear end, it was exactly 10 millimeters lower on the driver's side than it was on the passenger side, right? So sometimes the guy takes the car to the shop and gets some kind of service done, does the suspension, does, I don't know, alignment, camber adjustment, and some customers, they leave there looking for a problem where there isn't one. And then he starts looking for problems like this and he finds them.
In some specific cases as well, the car might have a noticeable mechanical defect in the camber, which is closely related to the overall height.
Exactly. But in this case, Ian, what I want to say is that here we see that all the camber settings are good.
All good.
So even with a new car, new structure, new suspension, new tires, everything perfect, the car still has one side lower and it's brand new. So let's put it here with nobody inside, right? But if we had taken this car to a mechanic and done some kind of service and then went to take this measurement, what would we say it was? The shop? Exactly. We wouldn't say the problem was the shop. Why? Because the rope always breaks at the weakest point. All right? So here's the thing. This video, we're going to produce a variety of additional content with it, okay? And next, we'll also provide you with some helpful tips and tricks. This car will also be used for us to incorporate several brand new instructional lessons into our vehicle geometry course. And we're also going to use it to make some videos here on the channel here on YouTube, right? In addition to that, I'll also go over some essential basic maintenance tips with you. Look at that brand new beautiful thing. Everything's great. Nice and neat. Look at that. And you'd never imagine that a car like this would come out with a 1 centimeter difference. Oh, but 1 centimeter is not much. Well, it depends on your point of view, right? 1 centimeter. That's 10 millimeters, right? And 10 millimeters, for example, in alignment is a difference.
Huge.
Significant, right? So that's it. If you like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, because every time we post a new video, you'll be notified. And if you want to become a distinguished and qualified professional in the field of vehicle geometry, you can find the link to the comprehensive vehicle geometry course right here in the video description below. So I'm going to show you exactly how it works now. As you can see, everything has turned green on the equipment screen completely without me even touching the vehicle. Okay, look how interesting this correction is here. Notice that everything is green, everything looks very good, and that is the full explanation without us having to touch the vehicle at all. Why do we do this? Because I can do this. It is simply because I have a comprehensive and detailed understanding of the way every component of the car operates, and I know exactly how the highly specialized diagnostic equipment I use functions in my professional routine. So it doesn't matter if I use a 3D machine, a computerized machine, a digital one, or even an old laser aligner with a little panel. It doesn't matter what machine I use. I have to know and understand how the machine works. So I can work with it, right? As well as understanding how the car works. So I know exactly what to adjust, when to adjust, how to adjust, and when it's best not to adjust anything, okay? So that's it.